Friends, the topic of today's podcast is the Micro-cap Meltdown. The last 2 years bring back memories of the time when we had a scheme called the periodic call option scheme. Referred to as PCAs, what this scheme did was quarantine a significant part of our stock universe into a very restrictive trading system. The idea and the intention was perfect, but the most well-intentioned of ideas can sometimes create the most unexpected investor response. I would think that the current categorization of mutual fund schemes has resulted in the creation of a stock universe out of what the mutual funds reject. Now, the problem I have with this process of rejection is that categorization respects the top 500 listed companies in India by market capitalization. But as a corollary binary, the categorization disrespects all the companies outside of the top 500 as unfit or unworthy of being owned by the mutual funds. And this has come at a time when a significant number of companies outside of this top 500 were actually owned by mutual fund schemes and had contributed significantly to returns in those schemes. Effectively, those companies were suddenly needing to be sold. Another unintended consequence of this categorization is that schemes outside of the 500 would not be bought by most people except the retail investor. Now just imagine, on the one side the institutions keep on selling these shares till they exit them. On the other side, retail investors continue to buy them like they are catching falling knives. We know from experience that at some point everybody loses hope and throws in the towel. In past cycles, when people threw the towel, the valuations would be something like 5-6 times earnings. So the P ratio would be 5 or 6. And the fact that investors are giving up completely will bring the P ratio to 2 or 3. Now, was there really a basis to engineer something like this? Nobody in his mind would actually want to do something like this. In fact, I don't think anybody really wanted that. But by saying that the 500th company by market capitalization will be the floor of the small cap universe, we have effectively quarantined all the companies outside of 500 into a large universe. So, as I speak, the 500th company has a market cap of 1,983 crores. So everything below this technically is either a micro-cap or a nano-cap. Now, if you have any investment experience in the market, you would know that a micro-cap company certainly is not a company with a market capitalization of, say, 1,900 crores. It stands to no logic. But today, that's your micro-cap universe. Nobody would have wanted to create a microcap universe with such a large capitalization. That is not the microcap universe in spirit, but in letter. That is your microcap universe. Imagine that companies which fall below this number have to be sold out of a mutual fund or a PMS. Who will buy these stocks? The fact is, nobody is willing to buy large parcels in companies with smaller capitalization. So effectively what has happened is the companies out of this universe are seeing impact cost of an unprecedented scale. It could be anywhere between 25 to even 50 or even 75% for a mutual fund, depending on the fundamental of the stock. Where the stock fundamentals haven't changed too much, even there the impact cost is close to 50%. And where it has worsened, you can't put a floor on the impact cost. Now, there is a case to find a better solution to categorization than we have today. The micro-cap meltdown is evidence enough that we need to look at this again, revisit our definition. I would think that a definition based on the market capitalization of the company would have been a better way of categorizing than by saying that the top 500 will form the universe between large and small and the rest are microcap. There is a strong case to look at this again, and that case comes from serious investor interest, because as these valuations are falling, investors are losing hope in equity as an asset class, selling these companies and going away. And on the other side, the funds are also selling. So the meltdown in microcaps has probably just begun. Unless we find some solutions which are structural, there could be more pain. The only remedy, other than looking again at how to do a categorization, is that you should find large buyers for small companies. And I wish that there is some miracle or a messiah who is going to engineer that. But at the moment, it's hard to see any light at the end of the microcap tunnel. And this is an engineered reality we have to live with. Thank you very much. Keep watching our podcast.